Broadhead Devashrayee, who scored a career-high 36 points, is now in Studio B.
What's up, Cassie?
Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
A new career high.
How fun was that Saturday? You beat Utah.
It was
you
so
scored
fun.
36.
It was awesome. I didn't even know I scored that much. I was just happy we won. You know, we had been on a bad streak. I'm from Malia, and it's just Utah.
Yes, Malia Nawahine, grad transfer from the University of Utah, playing against her former team.
So Saturday is Revenge Saturday.
Yes.
McKay Cannon versus Weber Stain.
Yes.
Malia Nawahine against Utah. So there's that angle. But you said you didn't know how many you scored.
No.
Did you think you were into the 30s? Because you shot 22 free throws.
I figured I was close just because I was always at the free throw line. I didn't make that many shots compared to like how many free throws I had. But at the end, they're like, yeah, 36. I'm like, whoa. I didn't know that.
Understatement of the weekend. Yeah, that's great.
36 in a win over Utah. Where does that rank in your, I guess, personal, individual performance rankings, whatever you want to call them?
Ooh, I would say that's probably one of the top ones, just because I played well, and then my teammates, we finally all clicked. And Sara, as you mentioned, had a great game, and she, you know, we controlled that game, and it was fun. And for it to be Utah, it was even better. So
You've got a very competitive nature to you, which is really fun to watch. In a game like this where you know it means it's not a regular game, no matter what anyone says, right? It's Utah. It's a bigger game. Emotionally, what's that like for you knowing, okay, I've got to make plays, I've got to help my team win this game, and I'm going to have a little attitude about me. I like seeing that.
yeah, I don't know. I've always played with a little bit of fire, and then it being Utah and the whole Malia thing, it just brought a whole nother dynamic. But interestingly enough, this game I was probably more relaxed than any game this season, so that might be the key.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just went out there and we all had the mentality like we're better than them. Even though on the stat sheet it probably didn't look like that. And so I think we kind of all had a chip on our shoulder and made us a little bit more relaxed.
They'd won 6 straight games, 7-1, coming into the Marriott Center.
Yeah, I didn't get to catch the game, and then I looked at the box score and I was like, wow, that was quite the performance. So how did you stay calm, and did that help you make maybe better decisions or something? How did that affect you?
Yeah, I think as a team, this whole season we haven't played as well as we know we can, but we finally clicked, and it has to do with practice, you know, playing well, and then I think everybody was in it for the same reasons, to beat Utah. You know, everyone wanted the same goal, and I think that really showed. Everyone played really hard. We played with a lot of intensity, and we won. It was awesome.
After the game, with a little bit of sarcasm dripping off of your mouth, you said to me that 36 points should all be attributed to the broadcasters.
That's right. It's true.
Okay, well.
It's the karma.
Yeah.
The karma is pretty good, right?
Yes.
But we haven't asked a crappy player to have the karma yet, so it's not a coincidence. Yeah.
We should also address what Jerem called this morning the elephant in the room. We like to say your name a very special way. Your last name, we think, sounds like a perfume that now, because you scored 36 points, is not just available at Big Lots, Cassie. We've bumped it up to J.C. Penney.
It's legit.
Oh, wow.
It's legit.
So I'm moving up in the world.
What do you think of the cologne-like sounding last name?
I think it's
there?
awesome. I think it's sweet. I haven't even thought about that. So,
We think of all kinds of things.
and my husband, he loves it too.
Does he love it?
Oh, he's
yeah.
okay.
Oh, he's okay with it.
Was he hurt against BYU in the
Yeah.
exhibition? Or
He broke his toe, his big toe.
why did he do that?
I don't know.
That's a bad question. I'm
know.
just kidding. I was hoping he'd get in
I
the
know.
exhibition.
He was really sad, but things happen.
It's all good. Cassie Broadhead Devashrayee is with us on BYU Sports Nation. What was the feeling like in the locker room after the Utah State loss on Wednesday, going into knowing that you had to play Utah on Saturday? You hadn't lost to them since 1978.
Right. Yeah. No, it was a very terrible post-game meeting, to say the least. People were very upset, disappointed, you name it, we were. And so a lot of us took a while to come out of the locker room just because, like, what happened? You know, we haven't lost to them ever, really. And so that night we were all pretty upset, but then we came to practice like, all right, we have to beat Utah. We really don't have a choice. We haven't had a good preseason. And so we took that frustration, that anger, that disappointment, and kind of let it fuel us for the Utah game. But yeah, after Utah State, it was not a good feeling. I think all the coaches, every player was just like, left that locker room like, how did this happen?
How has this season been validating in any way of the hard work that you've put in to not only become the player that you were last year and be the WCC Player of the Year, but go to the next level? Because I know your husband, and you shoot a ton, he
Yeah.
rebounds, and vice versa. You put in a lot of time to make this worth it.
Yeah, obviously our record doesn't show, and I haven't played as good as I've wanted to. And that was one thing I was feeling the other night after Utah State, like why is this happening? Like, we've worked so hard, I've put so much time in, it just hasn't clicked. It hasn't. And I was emotional, I was upset, but then I was like, I just got to keep working. I just got to keep trying, and I think it showed Utah. Finally, all the hard work I put in, all the hard work my teammates put in, it was just kind of like, yes, like, finally, like, we got to the next level. Like, we're getting there. We're improving. So it was nice to see results after, like, a very rough 2 weeks.
Well, you get another Pac-12 opponent coming up here pretty soon,
Yeah.
Cal. And I'm sure the win over Utah helps you feel better about your chances against the Bears.
Oh, for sure. We hadn't had a big win this year yet. And having that Pac-12 win, it kind of gives us a little bit more confidence that when we go in there, we can't be afraid. And I think everyone knows, like, they're just another team, you know, nothing special. Yes, they have a better record. They're athletic. They're good. But we also have our strengths. And so we need to kind of approach it like the Utah game. Just have that little chip on our shoulder because they don't think we're going to win.
Let's finish with this. You want the women's volleyball team to, like, win the national title.
Right.
But the moment they lose, you're like, all right, Sara Hamson's coming back. What kind of difference did she make Saturday?
Oh.
9 blocks.
A huge difference. I mean, she was a force on defense. We were able to get a lot of steals, blocks, transition points. And so we haven't been able to have that with her gone. And we were a little worried with Utah's height, you know, 6'5", 6'6", whatever. But she made a huge difference. Like, they didn't have any points when we went to that zone. And for me, she was definitely the player of the game because without her, I don't think we would have won.
You score 36, and she's the player of the game.
There you go. 9 blocks will do that, right? Yeah.
Cassie, great to talk to you. Let's give you some more BYU Sports Nation karma
Yes, please do.
for your approaching games.
Like how, what, Saturday, I think? Mm-hmm. Right? Okay.
All right, and remember, Devashrayee, available at JCPenney now.
It's expensive.